What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Diecast Dad. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're interested in building the Infini-T, we're going to unbox it and we're going to build it together. As you guys know, in my latest haul, I'm going to link that video in the description. I got 17 awesome model kits, and 2 of them were the Infini-T. These are 2 different models, and we'll go through them together, and I'll kind of tell you what's different about them. So let's go ahead and get this box open. All right, so now we got our plastic wrap off. This is the 2007 release of the Infini-T from 2021. The other one I have is a 2009 kit. That is a re-release of the Infini-T. So as you can see, the boxes are a little bit different. One has the retro hobby and then Auto World round 2, and this one just has AMT, and I think it does also say round 2 right here. 2009 round 2 LLC. So they're both round 2 AMTs. Just this is the 2007 re-release that came out in 2021. So let's go ahead and get into the unboxing of the retro hobby one. So first thing, we have instructions, Infini-T long nose T. Then we have decals, Infini-T. Here's a chrome tree, all of our body parts in white. In this bag, another chrome tree and another chrome tree. Cleared glass and tires. The slicks are a 2-piece tire. So I'll show you what's different with the 2009 release versus this one. So this is the 2009 Infini-T re-release. You don't get 3 bags of chrome. You get 1 bag, and then all your chrome is in just 1 bag. So as you see, I already started on one, and this was in here. Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that difference between the 2009 kit and the 2021. As there's 3 bags here versus only the 1. So it might be confusing depending on what video you're watching or what kit you may have. That's why I wanted to include that in this video. So let's go ahead and open up our white plastic parts tree. All right, so the first thing we're gonna pull out is our body. So it is a 2-piece where you have to build the cab up and then glue it on. Then we have a 2-piece frame with some speed holes. There's a little bit of flashing on there, but we'll clean that up. Then we got the transmission mount and the rear brace. Then on this tree, we have our motor, Looks like some heads and belts. Then we have the interior. And it looks like we have some braces. So this is what also was on that tree right there. It came off, but looks like we got a battery, some header mounts. This is a piece to the frame, which I'll show you. It's the tension bar. It goes on there like so. And then here's the cab pieces. And you got the gas tank on this chrome tree, gauges, some more braces. Looks like maybe something for the steering there. Then we have the 2-piece blower that goes on the engine. On this tree we have your rims, your valve covers, the front cover for the engine. Looks like some more covers for the engine. Looks like this is probably for the wheels for the front. But what you're gonna want is you're gonna want these two chrome pieces. This is the rear cross member, and then this piece is the front cross member. So I'll leave this out, and I'll show you how to build the frame. So once you got everything glued up, you'll be left with some frames like these. We are going to clean up the flashing. I'm just going to use a small file. If you have flashing, you can use a small file or even a hobby knife or X-Acto knife to clean them out. This was step number 3, is for the chassis. I just found it to be easier to assemble the frames first. So here's number 4. We'll be going through that as well. The only thing is they want you to put the gas tank in, which I did not do. The rims are pretty straightforward. We're just gonna glue the 2 sides and then put them together. And for the drag slick that's 2-piece, we're also gonna add a little bit of glue around there. As you see, I am using Testors model cement. You guys can use whatever cement you guys prefer. This is just more available. It's a little bit cheaper. If you're just getting into building models, you can find this at Hobby Lobby and maybe Walmart. You can definitely order it online. I know my model shop has it, but they also have other types of cement available as well. But this is just what I'm using at the moment. So I'll go ahead and show you how to assemble the wheels, and then we'll do the engine. Just make sure when you open your wheel bag, you don't lose your rear axle. So we're just gonna put that in the box for right now. And then these are the backs of the slicks. If you want, you can paint the Goodyear. I'm not that worried about it, so I'm not going to. But you can just put them like so. And you can leave them like that if you wanted to, but I add a little bit of cement to make sure it doesn't pop out, just in case. Just another quick note, make sure your skinnies aren't in your wheel, because you don't want to, if you do glue your back on your tire, you don't want to glue it in there and not have it. That's just a little tip. Make sure you have all your tires before you put your backs on. So sometimes after you cut your rims or cut a part out, as you see, you want your this is the back of your rim. You want it to go in there. There will be some flashing along there. So I just take a fingernail file. You can get these at the Dollar Tree or dollar store. I just get that flashing, and sometimes when you cut it off the sprue, it leaves a little bit of flashing. So your tire goes in like so. And again, you just want to check for the little flashings and just file them to where it's smoother so it fits into your tire better. So it's pretty good for me. Just gonna take some glue and put it a little bit around the back of the front of the rim. Also, another piece of advice, if you're new to using Testors glue or tube glue and you're new to modeling, don't push on the tube that hard. Especially sometimes air can get trapped in there and it'll just globber out. So just try to do nice thin coats. You definitely don't want to get any of the glue on your paint job. It will eat it. So we got the Goodyear lined up with the front of our tires, and then we can pop our rim in there. And what that's doing is it's gluing the face of the rim to that wheel while it's in the tire, like so. So this is how your front skinny should look. Axle holes in the back, so you can place one on each side. So generally what I do is I take the wheel bag, once everything's dry, I just put the wheels back in. That way I can keep track of all my parts. And then take the axle, and I put it back in the bag. Now you can fold this over and tape it, or just put it back in the box like so. Now we're gonna go ahead and assemble the engine. So remember, our engine is on the parts tree with the seat and the interior tub. So we're gonna wanna take our engine and we're gonna cut our block off. And I'll show you how to assemble that. So again, how you build this is all personal preference. If you want to paint your manifold chrome, paint it first. If you want your cylinder heads to be chrome, paint them first. Then you'll have to scrape away all the paint to make sure that the glue sticks. Usually I just put my engine together and I paint it all one basic color, and then I leave what's chrome on the tree, just chrome on the engine. So you're gonna just glue your engine together. The oil pan is already attached, so you glue it together. Then you take your manifold, there's a notch on it. It's gonna line up with the hole in the block. You're gonna glue it like that. Then these heads, they have little balls on them, and these have the holes for the pistons. You just line it up like so, and with those you have something like that, and then you'll put your valve covers over it. So once your engine is all glued up, this is what it'll be looking like until you get everything on there. Now it's optional to you. You can paint your header supports a different color, but for me, I'm just gonna paint them the same color as the block. So you're gonna line up these notches underneath the cylinder heads. Like so. So kind of sit like that, like if you can see it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and glue mine on. Like I said, I don't really care if they're all the same color as the whole block. So what you want is the side with the hole. As you see, there's a little bit of space on the front of the block of the towards the header support, you want to put that one where it has the hole and not so much space facing towards the trans. And then you'll have this one, as you see, it has a pretty good space facing towards the engine block. So it sits like that. All right, so when it comes to your body, you have your body on this sprue, and then there's also the cowl, which goes on the front, like so. So you don't need this triangle piece. You can just bend it and it'll come loose. If you don't want to take your cutters and cut into it, you can always just bend it. And then if there's any flashing, you can just take a file, like I showed, just a little nail file, and sand it to where it's smooth, like that side. For the top, you want your front to be the narrow side and your back as the wider. So what you're going to want to do is just sit it upside down and then build it. But when you cut your pieces for your roof off, there's the tabs, and then there's the little piece here where they stick onto the sprue of the tree. Do not cut these tabs off. You only want to cut these. You want to keep these tabs because that's what's gonna make it to where your top sits onto your body. So you want to keep these tabs. Same with right here, these little round pieces. Just go ahead and keep all that so it sits on your body. Then the last thing is your trunk here. You just put some glue around back here on the curve along these tabs and back down so you can sit it in there like that. Then you're gonna, like I said, glue it. So pretty much you'll be left with this. Your trunk sits up here, like so. And that's how your body sits on your frame. And then, like I said, you want to keep these tabs. If you want, you can go ahead and glue all the sides of your cab on, or if you feel like you're not going to be able to get down in there and put the glass, once you're painted it, you can leave this back hatch off and just glue it on after you painted everything. Scrape away the paint from the inside so you can glue it. Then there is also these parts. They're for the hinge, so you can lift it up. So it's gonna sit like so, and then you're gonna be able to lift it like that, so the driver can get in there. There isn't a driver, but if you wanted to put a figure in there, or you can even display it up like so, or if you want, you can just go ahead and glue it, you know, straight there. If you don't want to worry about everything, you can just glue everything, not really worry about worry about the seams and stuff. But the open parts go on the cab. The part that has the little piece sticking out will go in there, so you can lift it up. Then the last pieces that go on the frame, they're all just chrome. So I'm just gonna paint everything up, and then I'll show you what everything looks like. So for you guys, it'll be fast. So I'll see you once everything gets done painted and dried. All right, so we got some more things assembled and got stuff back from paint. So we'll start with the engine. This is what it would look like with all the chrome and everything on there. Then we have the headers, which is 4 pieces all together. If it'll focus. So the exhaust is 2 pieces and the headers are 2 pieces, so 4 pieces all together. So you have a hole on the smaller header. Then on the larger header that's longer, there's the little nipple that sticks out that goes into the hole. And then you take your 2 header pieces and stick it inside of the exhaust. And what I did was I just put them together. Then I just glued it in on one side, ran a bead of glue around it, and then stuck the other piece of the exhaust on there. And then for the body, I couldn't get the hinges to work. I couldn't get it to line up. As you can see, I glued it on there quite a few times. And then another thing is the decals. I went to put the Infini-T decal on the sides. They're really thin. I got one on there and the other one I got on there, but it ripped and I couldn't move it around. It just started falling apart. So just be cautious when you're laying the decals. Make sure you get them, where you want them. To lay my decals, all I do is use a little water with a little bit of soap, I dump them in there, and then I take them out and just let them sit for a little bit until I can move the decal a little bit with my finger. But even then, it still was too soft and they just ripped really easy. So just a little heads up. But we did get one of the decals on there, and we put the chute on there. Then your windows, they just press fit in there. I ran a little bit of glue, so when I pressed it, they kind of smudged out. But so even with just putting the body on over the frame, I had the engine in there. It wasn't all the way built, but the body didn't really want to go on there, so we're just going to put that in last. So here's our frame all painted up. We got the front wheels on and got all the radius arms on. We put the gas tank in. So for the rear axle with the diff, what I would do is I would put it into the rear radius arm first, get that all lined up, then come in and put your rear spring on, and then that way you can put it all in at the same time and make sure it's kind of lined up straight. That way your wheels are good. I feel like I got it pretty good, but so we're pretty much done. I know this video is pretty long. I don't normally film these like in-depth build videos, but I figured I would with this one, and try it out and see how you guys like it. So we're just gonna go ahead and finish up the build and show you guys the reveal. Here we have it. The paint looks a little messed up because of the decal, like I said, but I'm sure if I scrubbed it a little bit more, I could probably get it off. I was just worried about the paint. So even though we didn't get the hinges to line up and work, I still didn't glue the support rod to the frame or anything. I just glued it into the cab so we can still take it off. And then it just kind of sits there, and I kind of just positioned them like on the frame like so. Then another thing, even though I put the headers on last, I still had a little bit of issues getting them up under there. The engine was a little tweaked. It still looks a little tweaked, but I think another main reason for that is because of this drag link. It kind of goes through and runs into like the steering column area, so that might be why. But there we go. I didn't put the headlights on that it came with or the tail light. I just put the drag chute on. And then another thing is it has a battery that's on the parts tree. It didn't show where to put the battery. If it did, I didn't see it anywhere on the instructions. But if you want, you can maybe put it in there somewhere, maybe in the cab or something, or you just have one extra for your parts bin. I know this was a longer video. I was just trying to do something a little bit different. Normally I just build something and kind of show you guys and talk to you about it. But this time I just thought about doing a little in-depth kind of like how-to video. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know, and I'll try to do more of them. I definitely have a good amount of kits that I can go through and build if you guys have any interest in this. But thank you guys for watching and supporting the channel. It definitely means a lot. Thank you guys for checking this video out, and I'll see you on the next one.